Welcome back. It is 9:46 and a new Lifetime movie puts the spotlight on anxiety disorders and substance abuse among teenagers. In Imperfect High, Sioux plays a teenager trying to adjust to a new city and struggling to fit in with new friends. Sherry Shepard portrays her mother, who's dealing with her own challenges as she helps her daughter fight her addiction.
I know you're gonna like it here.
This is really stressing me out.
I think a prescription could be beneficial with anxiety, but it also can be addictive.
Sherry Shepard and Sioux join us now on Good Day Atlanta Live to talk about this Imperfect High movie. Good morning to both of you ladies.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for joining us. This is such an important issue when you talk about generalized anxiety disorder, something a lot of adults struggle with. It's so much harder for teenagers who are still just kind of learning how to process everything else that's going on in their lives. Why was it important for both of you to play, the mother and daughter roles in this movie? Sherry, I'll start with you.
I think this is so important. Thank you for having us, because we're going through this right now. A lot of kids, like you said, are suffering from anxiety, and they don't have the coping techniques that we barely have as adults.
Right.
And they're turning to substances, and we're seeing young people who are overdosing on drugs, just trying to numb out. Right. To deal with anxiety and to deal with their abuse. So this is so relevant today, and how we as parents I hope that parents can look at this and look at me and go, oh my goodness, because sometimes we just don't see. We have a world in which we want our kids to operate, and we're not seeing what's really going on.
Right. And Nia, for you, I know so many young people are struggling with this. How important was it for you to be able to show just the realities of what anxiety looks like for teenagers?
I think that it's such an important role to play right now, because since so many kids can relate, even me sometimes, who has anxiety, not on the scale of Hannah, but definitely can relate in that way. And I think that it's really important to also discuss how easy it is to get hooked. I mean, parents, families don't think that it can happen to their child. And, and Sherry playing my mother, she is very hands-on. She's in my life, and still she couldn't see her daughter struggling. So it's very easy for it to just come into your life. And I think that it should be showcased more, of getting the help that you need, and not being embarrassed to ask your parents, ask to see doctors, asking for that help.
Yeah, Nia, you touched on something that is so important. There's still so much shame. People feel like, oh, this isn't a real condition. This isn't something that's really happening, because it's not something that people associate as something physical. But that reaching out for help is so important, and making sure that the medicine is something that you use but not abuse, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I think that was one of the things in Imperfect High is I did take my daughter to get medicine, but then still wasn't intentional about paying attention to how she was using this medicine. That's, I think, parents, we never think our kids are going through this. We think, you're starting a new school, you'll meet some people, it'll be okay. And really, kids are going through a lot of anxiety about things that we might think are little issues.
Right. All right. Well, ladies, we thank you both so much for joining us this morning on Good Day Atlanta, for taking part in such an important movie. And we want to thank Lifetime for providing production assistance with today's interview. Imperfect High premieres on September 8th on Lifetime.